We're here with former Congressman Bob Inglis. Former Congressman Inglis has been traveling around the country pushing the idea of a carbon tax. Congressman, thanks for joining us. Tell us, what is a carbon tax?
Well, the very important thing that we're talking about is a revenue-neutral tax swap, really, where you just change what you tax, reduce taxes on some form of income, and shift the tax onto pollution. So it's a matter of changing what you tax, not increasing the size of government. Those of us that are conservatives that are after this thing really believe it's important not to increase the size of government.
What are we talking in terms of people's monthly electricity bills? I mean, I think the average monthly electricity bill is somewhere around $100. So we're talking an increase of, what, $20? We're talking a doubling. What's the range?
Well, again, it depends on where you are. If you're in Indiana, it could be, substantial. If you're in South Carolina, it'd be smaller. But here's the thing that's very important, Steve, is that it's not the main point that we need to get across to have this discussion is that unless you believe there's such a thing as a free lunch, we should understand that we're already paying the full cost of coal-fired electricity. It's just we don't pay at the meter, we don't pay at the pump in the case of petroleum. So, for example, you pay in your higher health insurance premiums, you pay through Medicare, Medicaid taxes, you pay in cost shift at the hospital for those that are affected by the soot out of coal-fired electrical plants.
Now, how do you sell something like this to members of your own party, the Republican Party, who are leery, who don't believe the science behind global warming and are leery of any tax increase?
Well, a couple things. One is I think we can tell them, even if you think climate change is hooey, still you want to do this. It's like Art Laffer, Ronald Reagan's economics advisor, says he's agnostic as to climate change. I think it's for real, but he's agnostic. But he says, I don't need to know whether it's real. All I need to know is you're taxing something you want more of, which is income. You're not taxing something you want less of, or arguably want less of, he says, which is CO2. So he says, change what you tax. So we start there with, the case that even if you think climate change is hooey, still you want to do this tax swap because you want to create the growth in the economy. You want to create that wealth. But also I'd say really what's behind that, Steve, is just convincing conservatives of the strength of their philosophy and helping them to understand that really we got the answer. Conservatives have the answer on energy and climate. Progressive liberals want to grow the government, want to do tax schemes, they want to do incentives and mandates. That's all clumsy and fickle. What we need to be doing is using the power of free enterprise, and that's our strong suit. So what we have to do really is give conservatives a little bit of courage about the strength of our ideas and then go out there and sell them in the marketplace.